Let's go in for a quick recap. Welcome back, everybody. We spoke about cookies last time and how they can be good and how they can be bad. You have session cookies or things that are necessary to make the website functional or work correctly. The other side of that is you can also have malicious cookies. You can have zombie cookies. You could have a cookie that is just a pixel, and that pixel can identify a lot of things about your computer, or even the cookie can identify a lot of things about your computer. Data brokers can buy this information, your information, from the cookies that don't necessarily identify you, but they identify a lot of information around you. Oracle Data Cloud is one of those companies that can do that, right? And there's hundreds of them. Live Cloud or Live Ramp is out there. These organizations purchase cookie data, information. Effectively, it's just information. It is pure data uh, that they can mesh together with other sources of information, possibly geofencing. Right, Andrew?
Our partners that do sort of geotagging with devices, they told us that they tracked over 277,000 devices in the vicinity of State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.
And identify more about you and your system. So every site that you visit, 99% of the sites that you visit utilize cookies. When you do a search on Google or DuckDuckGo or YouTube has a search functionality, or anything else, that is logged into a cookie. Your purchases online are logged into a cookie, and that data is stored on your computer. Sites that you visit, searches, local pings. Your IP address states where you are. Maybe not necessarily your exact location, like your house or your apartment or your condo or whatever, your tent, your RV. But what it does do, it identifies the region where you are, and pretty much down to your subdivision, because that IP has been designated for that particular area. Now, if you use a VPN or certain browsers that can obfuscate, yeah, that word, that can hide your true IP address, so be it. So if you use Tor, which is really meant for somewhat nefarious things, it might be slower, but at the same time, it doesn't release that amount of information. If you go into privacy mode on a lot of browsers, that's something like VPN, but there's still data that is being gleaned. I would highly recommend VPN. It's one of the things that we're going to talk about. A VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. And when you use a VPN, you mask who you are, your IP address, because it originates, or it looks like it originates from another location. Take a look at this one. This shows you active and passive data that can be gleaned from cookies, right? So when you go out to social media, Facebook, oh, I hate Facebook, Instagram, same thing, except just with pictures. X, all of these things you are providing information to. This is just information that you can use if you want to stop giving away as much data as possible. My first suggestion will be to delete the cookies that you don't need on your machine. Data brokers buy cookie information. It may not necessarily have your name on it, but it has a lot of information that's been gleaned. Do yourself a favor, go and take a look. As Baron would say, this is a high IQ kind of deal. Take some time. There are videos that will walk you through how to do these things. If you have a Android, if you have an iPhone, it doesn't really matter. They're all go look it up. Do your own research. Don't take my word for any of this. All right. I'm just a student. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Look at it this way. These cookies become your fingerprint. It's just like somebody's ear, or if they're walking upstairs, we can tell, or if they're walking downstairs, we can tell if that ear is the same as somebody else's ear, right, Tyler? We can tell via cookies what your computer looks like, or things of that nature. Cookies can do the same exact thing for a computer. You don't have to move anywhere, but it tells the company that purchased these things, these data brokers, what you're thinking, what you're looking at. Let me give you one more quick example. A lot of us, me included, have Gmail as a source of receiving and sending email. I also have my own server that has my private email. Did you know that Google Gmail, if you're using it for free, that's not your email. That belongs to them. They get to read it if they choose. Think about it. Just think about it. If you are not paying for the service, you are the service. Okay. When you look at different types of browsers, understand that some browsers are a lot noisier than others. Chrome, Microsoft, whatever their browser's called. If I could delete it, I would. You can, but it's jacked up. They rattle the cages a lot more than some of the other ones. I like Firefox. I'm not recommending a browser to you. Use a browser that you like. I just don't like to give away information. Everything gives away data. Windows, Mac OS, they send out telemetry data. All types of apps do, antivirus games, even a PDF reader. And when I say that, I mean the actual file, PDF file. When you open that Adobe, it should be Adobe. It it knows who you are, okay, and it identifies that. Your internet service provider does the same exact thing, and they sell data. They just don't make money from you. They make money from data brokers as well because let me sell you this information you might find interesting, Mister Data Broker. Okay, well, gee, thanks, Mister ISP. So it could be used for good things, maybe just marketing. Maybe you want some information out there. I have a friend of mine who doesn't care. He doesn't do anything bad, doesn't really care if anybody knows everything about him. So be it. I don't do anything bad, but I'll be damned if I give away information that I don't need to. Right? It's just part of the deal. There are a lot of creepy things out there. It's almost like mind reading, right? But there's also some good things. But if there was price discrimination, imagine, oh, this guy lives in a nice area. Let's kick that price up. We can make more money off of him than if we sell in the hood. There Johnny's looking at a pair of kicks, Nike. He can afford those shoes up. So let's charge him $100 and let's charge this other guy $80. At the end of the day, okay, in a very extreme case, this could also be used for stalking, doxing, or even government surveillance. Think about it, right? This is a way to identify what you're doing and who you're doing it with. Okay, I digress. Let's look at multiple browsers. I use Firefox a lot. I use maybe other browsers to access my banking or my crypto or my stocks. Right? So, but there are myriad of browsers out there that you don't have to use the primaries. All right. I like Firefox. I like Brave. I like there's go and do your research. This is a high IQ group here. If you have found me and you're one of my 140 subscribers, first of all, thank you so much because a lot of people use Chrome. Okay. If you don't mind having Google know everything about you, right on. And sometimes it's a choice between which one's the worst one. So, do you want to go with Microsoft? Do you want to go with Google? Do you want to go with Meta? It's the choice between multiple evils. I try to lean on it's none of your freaking business. What I do is my own and leave it at that. I use even separate computers for other tasks sometimes. And I like to have VPN on certain computers. Now, there's a theory, and I don't know if this is true or not. It's just pure conjecture that the best way to hide is not to hide at all. It is to be right in the middle of the crowd, right? Go along with everybody else. You're not hiding. Right? The other thing I spoke in reference to was a virtual private network, VPN. When you have VPN, it masks and encrypts traffic from your location out to the destination. It's a great thing to have. It can be slow. Some of it is relatively quick. Proton is a great tool. The government, well, how can I put this? There's a lot of organizations that can't see what the hell you're doing. Some people think, well, the government can see everything. No, they can't. But if you have 256K encryption, and if it's broken, which probably could be when you talk about entanglement or quantum physics, I don't think we're there yet. We're really close. But the point being is that if you hide in the middle of the crowd, who cares? You're really not doing anything that nefarious. At the end of the day, you don't have to be, a privacy nerd. You don't have to block everything, but there are steps that you can take to minimize eh, your exposure if you wish to. If it breaks things, put it back. If you don't want them to have information about you, take some steps forward, right? There are plenty of other YouTubers out there that can give you a lot of detailed information. I just wanted to kind of open up your eyes to what's going on. You've heard a lot about geofencing or geo tracking. Well, nobody's talking about cookies, and I like computers, but this is something that we all need to be aware of. So, with that, I bid you adieu. Have a great day. Have a wonderful weekend. And say it with me. Please be careful what you click on. All right. Peace.